Transunion credit bureau Transunion has been hacked, potentially exposing at least 50 million personal records. These include ID numbers, bank accounts and cell phone numbers, among other information. I'm joined by Bataung Qhotsokoane. He's from iAfrikan and he joins me now. Thank you very much, Bataung, for joining us. So just tell us what we know so far about this hacking incident.
Unfortunately, things of the past have happened again. And what we know for certain is that there's definitely been a hack at Transunion. It's been confirmed by the company itself. 54 million South Africans' information and personal identifiable information has been leaked. A ransom by the ransom group by the name of Naughty Transunion, that's what they call themselves, have asked for a ransom of $15 million US. That's about $223 million US. And the result of the hack was as a result of poor management, of password management, rather.
So what are the implications of this information being in their hands? And I mean, is anyone going to be prepared to pay a ransom of $50 million US?
Look, unfortunately, like I said, this is not the first time. This is reminiscent of, a couple of years ago when Experian data breach also happened. And the ramifications of this is really terrible, because the biggest thing is that we should presume that all South Africans' personal identifiable information has been leaked. This includes your ID number, your credit records, your cell phone numbers, your address, residential addresses, postal addresses, and many other sensitive information that can be sold on the darknet. And TransUnion's clients include all South African banks. That includes Standard Bank, Absa, FNB, all the big banks. And it's really a tragedy that this has yet again happened in South Africa after the Experian data breach.
So why are these big organizations whose sole job is to handle so much of people's personal data, why are they not getting it right? I mean, they have enough money to be able to invest in these technologies.
My sister, that's the question. That's the golden question. The South African Bank and Risk Information Center put out in their recent report, or rather neglected to put out something very critical in their recent annual report. And that's the storage of South African information in overseas based companies. So these credit bureaus, your Experian company and TransUnion, are United States-based credit bureau companies. The information and data is not held in South Africa, not South African jurisdiction and South African shores. As a result, we get exposed to this. So the real question, or the real scenario here, is about South Africa's information sovereignty. The fact that South African information is not held on South African shores is the real information security problem. And when you go to the ISO 27001, the information security standard, international standard, clause 8 subsection 12 tells us about data leakage prevention, and password management is an essential component of that. So this specific breach happened because of password management, because information is not securely grounded on South African jurisdictions.
Yeah. So then, given what you're saying, and given that it keeps on happening over and over, what should South African consumers do? Should they just live a sort of medieval lifestyle and keep their money under the mattress and not share their information with anyone?
Well, there's two things I regard that needs to be done. First of all, South African consumers can't really do anything much, because the information is out there already, mechanisms trying to delete information that's widely on the darknet or that's being harbored by these ransomware groups is really difficult for the layman in the street that's not tech savvy. But however, I think that another thing that could be done is that TransUnion has a footprint in 7 other African countries. It includes Botswana, Namibia, Swaziland, Malawi, Kenya, Rwanda, and Zambia. I'd suggest that authorities in these countries, now that the South African breach has happened, they have not mentioned, we don't have information whether It's outside of South African jurisdiction. However, authorities in these countries should also then be contacting the company in order to understand whether its security of its information is secure.
Bataung, thank you very much for those insights there. That was Bataung Qhotsokoane. He is from iAfrikan.